family. Sammy, thank you so much. We missed you too, buddy. We had decided not to go this spring, but we are definitely coming in the fall. We've already got our room booked. We're ready to go. We decided because we were doing the crawfish boil in a couple of weeks that we weren't going to do Tinley this spring. So it was too close. So we weren't going to do it, but we're going to see you this fall, buddy. We're going to see you this fall. So we'll be there. We're going to go ahead and bring TJ out from Ripp'n Reptiles, and we'll get a conversation going with TJ. Hey, TJ.
Hi.
Well, I am so glad that you decided to do this with me. You were in the live when we had Mom Juice. Hey, Diego. And I want to get you on Mom Juice. But this one is basically geared just towards the ladies in the industry. We want to get our faces out there. A lot of times the guys don't give us enough recognition. They don't think that we know the genes that we're working with. They don't think we know the breedings. So we kind of like to get our faces out there, and that's why we started this podcast, so that we can kind of be a face that they come to and recognize and look to also talk to about our reptiles. So hopefully they'll get to know us a little better. Our guys in the chat are always great. So if you'll tell us just a little bit about yourself, that would be awesome.
I'm TJ. I am usually in the chats. I try to be with our group anyway. Usually being a smartass, because that's just kind of me. Greg is my husband. We have Ripp'n Reptiles. We opened last year, so technically this is our second year in business. It will be hopefully our first year with eggs on the ground.
Awesome.
So we're semi-retired. I still work full-time. I work from home. I retired. I'll use that loosely. I left field work from being a firefighter and EMT after 20 years for fire in 2020 and 22. I actually kind of just hung up my paramedic after an injury last year.
So you're one of those badass ladies anyway.
I don't know about that, but I tried to hang. I played in the fire. It was fun.
You can definitely do it. Tammy, thanks for coming in, sweetheart. We always love having you here. So you guys are currently breeding right now. How many clutches are you expecting to get this year, do you think?
We put 10 pairs together this year.
Okay.
This was kind of our, we did some het clutches, and we have some visual clutches. We were trying to use this year as kind of a building block year.
Okay.
To launch. Greg kind of has his projects, and I kind of have mine. We had different, some of them are crossing over, but we kind of have different ideas of which way. He's very into the clown, and now the cryptic krypton project. And I lean more. I have an obsession with Xanthic, and I'm leaning into. I like some of the code. I like all of the codons. Honestly, the majority of them. I like the bells, but I like them more for their individual characteristics than I do for the fact that they become bells. I mean, I love the fact that they make a beautiful white snake, which is what most people love them for. But like Mystic and Mojave, their patterns themselves are just gorgeous.
They absolutely are. I think they don't get enough kind of love.
Yeah.
A lot of people go towards the powerhouses like the acids and the ultra males and the Pompeys and the monsoons and all those fancy things. And I don't think that some of the just simpler genes get as much love. I myself love leopard. It's one of my
I do too. Actually,
favorite genes.
one of the
Jeremy would know you love example anything.
but I love my VPI. I did go with VPI. It's one of the to me it's the most versatile at the moment. And I love the woman that initially, her and her husband that discovered it. She's kind of a role model. So to me it was a no-brainer, but it was also what was initially more readily available to us starting off too. But that's right, Jeremy. Xanthic everything. That's kind of my plan at the moment, is to see what it can make, which I know a lot of people have tried. But
hey, YT. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Kike. Glad you guys are here. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Jeremy says it's TSK, but he won't judge.
I did almost buy a TSK last summer because he was just very sweet and gorgeous, but I didn't have the money at the time. So that's what saved me.
We have not gotten into Xanthic. I know my brother's doing a lot with Xanthic, Jeremy. And I know that he is planning on showing me quite a bit of it when we go out there in July. So we'll see what happens. I'm supposed to be picking up a carpet python when I go out there because I first fell in love with the carpet and have not gotten any and will not get any until I get one from Jeremy. So
that's what Greg wants right now, is a carpet. And I've never really been much into them, but I discovered the Murrays the other day.
Okay.
They're gray. They're like these humongous gray ones. They're from inland Australia area. I didn't know they existed until a few days ago, but now I'm kind of obsessed with those. They're gorgeous. So, but either way, we need a much bigger house before I start getting bigger.
Luckily, our children are grown and moved out, and we have converted one room already into the baby's room, and it's just nothing but snake babies. And the second one is my sister Angie, the other Angie. It's her guest bedroom when she comes. And so she takes over that room, her and Jim. And but we're going to convert that one to a snake room too. So we'll have to put a Murphy bed in there so that when they come down, they'll have that room. But it's going to get turned into a snake room as well. And then we have a rat room in the basement, like 2 floors down. So no mixing of the two, thank God. Now, if anybody is wondering why I sound like crap, allergy season is bad here in Kansas City, and I'm doing my best. So you guys go easy on me.
No, I think you're fine.
Am I good? Okay. Doing my best. What do you guys have currently pairing right now that you're hoping to get some clutches off of?
Actually, what project? We had our first ovulation of the year yesterday, and she is a lesser pastel yellow belly. She actually came. She had already locked up a few times last year when we bought her, and she was originally bred to a butter desert ghost, a visual DG. So we're kind of hoping that that's what she takes to, just because a clutch full of het DGs is what we were looking for.
Oh yeah.
But because she just would not go last, I think let me talk straight. When we ultrasounded her in October, she was at 15 millimeters, but I think she reabsorbed.
Okay.
So then we repaired her starting in January, and she took right to it. We put her to a bamboo pen. So that will be, either way, we'll get some pretty bells out of it and maybe some single gene bamboos and pens. So Still pretty, but we're kind of fingers crossed still for the DG.
We like the DG. We don't have any visuals right now, but we've got the stuff to get it done. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Greg's in the chat now.
Yeah. We started off she was supposed to be our key into the DG. I mean, DG wasn't going to be something, for the next immediate years. That was a long-term goal. Excuse me. And so she was kind of our key into the easy, cheaper way.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Keys did his was it 2,000 follower podcast, the Hair Down Friday podcast.
Everybody has that energy when you're up, Kike.
I have that energy for you, Kike. When Greg actually won from Eric at Eric's Morphs, he won a pair of DG hats. So,
okay.
A 1-to-1 DG hat pair. So we'll have them to grow up as well.
Awesome. Okay. We love DG, and we had to go the het route. So we've got a couple of double het DG clowns that we've got going together. So a whole lot of praying and a whole lot of fingers crossed.
Most of our stuff this year, it's either het to het or a visual to a het. And if it's visual, it's only because we found a really great deal on it, or we had somebody that was, good to us when we were starting off and said, hey, I'll cut you a deal,
Yeah.
So
this is such an amazing community, and the people that you find, especially in like this group, they're awesome people. We find that the ones that we kind of run with at Tinley and Arlington and in the chats, they're the usual people that we hang out with, and they are amazing. Keys and Big D and Wiz and all of them, Warfuls, all the same people, the awesome people. Is there a certain breeder that kind of made you want to get into the business?
Somebody
that you watched that kind of spurred you?
I've loved reptiles since I was a kid. I was the kid. I don't know how I didn't die as a kid. I would pick up anything and everything. I'm sure at some point I picked up something that would kill me and I just didn't know it. And I've bred dogs, I've bred horses, and I did lizards, anoles and the little blue skinks that run around here when I was a teenager. And snakes have always fascinated me. I never really thought about breeding them until I brought home my pet, my first pied last year. That was a ball. And then Greg went and got his, and we started going to shows, and I was like, breeding could be fun. I really would like it. And we matched up. My pied is an Enchi. His first one was an Enchi. And like, the girl at, we go to Pet Paradise in Virginia Beach all the time, and they're really great in there. And the girl who sold us Greg's first ball, she's like, yeah, super Enchi pieds are gorgeous. And I'm like, oh yeah, they really are. Breeding would be great. And Greg's like, yeah, I mean, we can think about it. It might be fun. And then 2 weeks later, we were at a show, and I bought a female Mojave Spectre, and I'm getting excited. And he says, TJ, this is not going to be a fast process. And then 6 months later, there's 45 snakes in our house, and he's writing a breeding plan. So
it happens way too fast. It happens like way too fast. Hello, Cara Shay. How are you, love? We started, and everybody that knows us kind of knows our story, that he bought me my first snake for my 50th birthday, and it was just like it was on from there. It was like, here you go, here's a queen bee, and then it was just like, now we've got 100 snakes in the house, over 100 snakes in the house. You know, that was like 4 something years ago, and we've been breeding and.
Yep, I threw you under that bus.
Holy
Might
cow.
happen a few more times.
You know, hey Leon. So it happens. It's just like, wow. You look up and yes, you're under a bus wanting to get the license plate.
I can't complain. I'm not going to complain because, like I said, it's always been a dream. I had horses from the time I was a kid, and then I got old and could no longer do it without threatening, lifelong injury or death. After a couple surgeries, I had to give up on those. But the fact that Greg came along and found something that honestly healed him a lot has been wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. All of our kids are out of the house as of last August. We moved the last 2 to college, and so now we get to play with snakes all day long.
So you get to do it's very like you're saying, it's very therapeutic when we have a stressful day, and just to come up and kind of hold one of them and just let it run through your hands or run over your neck, and just to kind of be with you. They're very, very, very therapeutic. So I understand that. I really do. Are you guys kind of really wanting to grow into something large and vend kind of in a big way, or are you wanting to kind of keep it on a smaller scale? What's your long-term plan for your business?
We want to keep it. Yeah. I haven't had that much to drink yet. I just can't talk. I have to talk like I have since Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So weekends are fair game. We want to keep it big, or we want to get it big enough that we, can potentially make some profit off of it. We're not looking to get rich on it. It's more of what we can roll back into the animals and grow. But we're more making sure that we can keep it manageable enough that we can give adequate attention to every animal we have. And we do have family members that are very interested in it. Only a few. Most of our family members will no longer come to our house, but or they hide in the corner in the living room and double check that all the locks are still on the drawers. But they're starting to understand. But we do. My sister-in-law has snakes, and my niece is very on board, so we'll be able to take them to shows with us. My daughter, she's a vet tech, and her boyfriend, they live right across the lane. So when we do travel, like when we went to Daytona last year, we were in Florida for 10 days, and they were here to take care of everything.
Awesome.
So we've got a little bit of a family ability to grow and still take care of everything. So we do want to grow. We just don't want to get so huge that we can't lay hands on the animals that we have.
Okay. Hey, Snuckster, thanks for coming in. I know that we got kind of into watching like YouTube videos, and kind of turned into watching like Brian Barczyk and some of those people. Did you kind of come into anything like that, or did you just kind of go full force into just the full-on pet and then breeding and all of that full force?
I've watched like Jay Brewer. No matter what your opinion on him is, you got to admit he's entertaining. And I do love his daughter. Juliet is amazing with the animals. Her ability to interact with almost any animal is beautiful. So I've watched her for years. I've watched him with his egg cutting, and I've watched Brian Barczyk through the years. You have to love him and his passion for it. And I love watching egg. There's my daughter, Haley. Um, I love watching anything on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook. Of course, once Facebook figures out that's what you like to watch, that's what they throw at you all the time. So yeah, I've watched them, and I discovered the Facebook group after I brought home Artax, who was that's my first pied. So I started joining in there. That's actually where I met Emilio. He popped into my instant messages when I was commenting on a gray matter. I didn't have a clue who he was, but he popped in there to tell me all about them.
Okay. Hi, Elias. Hi, Haley. Thank you guys for coming in. Now, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not real active.
I don't put much of our snake stuff on Facebook just because Facebook is brutal.
They can be. They can. I've heard stories about Facebook, and I'm a little scared of some of what I've heard. Now, are there any genes that you guys really want to get into that you have not kind of gone for yet?
I'm looking for I'm looking to put blackhead. I love blackhead. I just haven't gotten any yet because I would prefer to pull adults in instead of, we already have several in the girl prac that are going to be 2 years going into our program. So I prefer not to pull anything else in right now that we have to grow out, especially
Okay.
not with the possibility that, we have hatchlings coming. So I'm looking for an adult, 1 or 2 adult female blackheads. That's what I'm hoping to start working into some of my projects. Greg's trying to pull in some more ultramel gene wise. I think he's trying to hit 1 of every Bell complex is his goal at the moment. He's very obsessed with it. Right now I'm settled with what I have in the house to start messing with. But blackhead I think is the only thing I need to bring in the house right now to play with, because I say play with, but to start moving into my projects.
That's such an awesome answer, because usually when you ask people, they're like, oh, I would love to have this and this and this and this. And I'm one of those people that I'm like, no, I think I'm done too. And then I'll get to a show and I'm like, over here. And then I'm like, over here. And I've been wanting a KRG for I don't know how long. Every time I go to the show, I'm like, I'm focused on a KRG, and I've yet to get it. I still have not gotten the KRG.
I mean, I can go to a show and buy 1 of everything. That's but we've had to roll back now and realize that a lot of the things we want to buy are things we can now make. So
yeah,
I'm trying to roll it back and try and make sure the business can put some money, Craig, can put some money back into the funds, pull it, replace some of the input we did last year. But we've got a lot of hets and hopefully some visuals coming this year. He's got 2 clutches that should have some spot nose clowns. They were one's a het clown to a spot nose het clown, and one is a visual clown to a spot nose het clown. And then he's got het clown to clown. I'm trying to remember, is that all? I think that's all the clown he has. But then I think I'm most excited at the moment about my Mojave Spectre. The male, I bought a powerhouse male one of Bob Vu's that did not go this year. He upset me. He got all nice and fat and happy and hit 600 grams and said, "No, I'm going to stay here in mom's house and continue being a teenager for a while longer."
Not do the thing.
No, he's pewter yellow belly, fire Mojave. So I was looking forward to putting him in with her and seeing how many types of super stripes I could get out of him.
And it just didn't work out.
No, but then Greg went and found his pet baby bamboo pin, so we put her to him. So we get some bamboo Mojaves, which I think are gorgeous too, and obviously some more bells.
Thankfully, you had a backup plan.
Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll get some more specters out of them to put into some other things. I do like specter.
Thank gosh. There have been some times that we have gotten caught without a backup plan. When we first started out, we have gotten caught without a backup plan, but now we've gotten contingencies. So we've always got a backup plan, but God, when you're starting out and you don't think of those things, until you talk to breeders that have been in for a while and you really get to know things about the business and growing and things like that. And you're like, okay, well, what are we going to do if this one doesn't go? And you don't have this other male, you've got to learn along the way that you've got to have something to throw at it.
We went to Daytona last year with the intent to be searching specifically for Xanthic, GHI, and some clown grow outs, female clown grow outs. Because, midsummer last year, they were all very hot and very expensive and almost impossible to put your hand on female versions of all of those. So we went down there looking for deals on those, specifically Ultramel as well. And we did come back with everything we were looking for, almost everything. We didn't get any female Ultramel. We found a double het Ultramel clown male that we got for a steal. He's gorgeous. We don't have anything to put him to because there's no Ultramel females on the market. But and then we got hatchlings for everything else we were looking for. And then Greg walked by a table and saw this adorable little bamboo pin, like an SPCA puppy, that came home with us as a pet and became the backup male.
The backup?
He was not intended to be, but in the face of male complex, and he worked. So, and turned to find out he's kind of a hornball. So
that makes it better.
You open a drawer, and if you let him, he's gonna go to work whether you asked him to or not. So it worked out quite well.
We've got our little acid blitz boy. He's like that. He will go with anything. He's willing and able.
We've got 3 or 4 like that. Hi. Yeah, I think we've got 3 or 4 like that. You put them to work and they're on top of it in minutes. I mean, they'll, like Greg said earlier, they'll breed a shoestring if you let them, for real. And the one I've been warned, it was one of the first thing that people, was like, what's the one thing when you start breeding? And everybody's like, well, make sure that, they go back on food. And I swear almost every male we have is the get some and have a sandwich guy, because you pull them and you wipe them, and as soon as they're back in their cage, where's my dinner?
Yeah. Ready to go. Oh, how let's see. Good Lord, have I asked everything on that? Now, how did you guys come up with your name?
Our last name is actually Rippon, Rippon.
Okay.
So it's just kind of easy to mesh the R's together.
Throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. I did not know that. We didn't like use our name in any of ours, but our name is Irish, of course, so
We played for a while trying to find other things, just so we didn't put our last name in it, but we just kind of kept coming back to that, and it came to the point where it was like, all right, well, we're breeding and we're trying to start marketing at least a little bit, have a name out there, so we got to have something, and that
exactly.
it just kept coming back to that, and it made the logo really easy because we were able to transpose the R's. And
I love your guys' logo. I absolutely love your guys' logo. Now, are you guys gonna start vending?
eventually we'll start going to local shows
Okay.
once we have enough to put on the table. And we have some local guys that we're friends with, that the hope is to kind of split, if we get to the point where we want to go but we don't have enough to warrant a whole table, then we'll go and split tables, that type of thing.
Okay. Okay, cool.
We're only about 30 minutes from Virginia Beach, so there are quite a few breeders over there that we've linked up with.
Oh, that's good. No, you guys go to the major shows like Tinley and Arlington and Daytona.
We went to Daytona last year. That was our first big show. It was kind of the first one that made sense for us. We have family in Largo and Tampa, so we just linked it into kind of a business trip turned family vacation.
Family.
And I've said before, anytime I can go towards the beach instead of the frozen food section, I'm going to go that way. But we are planning on Tenley in the fall. Arlington
last.
Yeah, we are planning on Tenley in the fall. Arlington, I'm not sure about because they all kind of fall right there together.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll swap out one for the other next year. Or Arlington they have 3 or 4 times, don't they? They have throughout the year, so maybe we'll hit Arlington earlier or something.
Arlington is February and October, or is it September?
Tinley's October, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's end of September.
I think it's the end of September. We hit both Arlington shows, and we used to hit both Tinleys. This time we didn't hit Tinley this time because it's so close to my birthday, which is in 2 weeks, and we're doing the crawfish boil, which is, and but we love Arlington. It's such a different vibe, and we hook up with Drop Time, which is Courtney and Eric, and we hook up with TER, Tatum's Exotic Reptiles, which Ashley and Kyle are the bomb, and Jar goes down for that. And I mean, it's a different set of people, but they're amazing people. And I know, Elias, we love seeing you at Tinley. So, and then Tinley is our northern family. It's Kurtwood, and it's Big D, and it's Keys, and Keys isn't even the northern family, but they go up there to call the northern family.
See, last year we went to Daytona, we got to actually meet Emilio and Bosa in person, which was, we met several other people too, but they were the ones, we met. We went specifically with the intent to meet Emilio and his wife in person, and then we met Bosa as a bonus, and his children. So that was a plus, but we're looking forward to going back and actually being able to meet everybody else that we've made friends with in person over the last 6-7 months. both
I
at
think,
Daytona and Tinley.
I think we're hoping to hit Daytona.
Yeah, we want to hit Daytona.
I think we're trying to hit Daytona next year, is what Jar and some of us are all talking about. Kiddinger was telling us we need to hook back down. We need to hook our little bottoms down to Daytona.
Yeah, it's it was awesome. I mean, I actually the hotels that time of year are reasonable.
Okay.
We didn't stay at the Hilton that they attached to the event
Mm-hmm.
because we can't. We stay through Monday. We stay Sunday night so that we don't have to rush out of there after being in the convention center all day both days. And like we ran into the same problem. I tried to reserve a room there the other day at the Hilton, and you can get Friday and Saturday, but not Sunday.
Okay.
But if I go back and try and reserve it, like on my travel points, they have a Sunday night room available, but not if you're trying to do 3 nights in a row in the same room. So
Okay.
we stayed at the Plaza Resort last year, and I have I get discount codes and stuff through work. So I think we paid like $400 for 4 days and 3 nights at the resort.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was great. Yeah, they were really on the ball, and it was a beautiful room. It was oceanfront, so I think that's probably where we're gonna go again.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's what we were talking to Angie from Jar, and I was like, we've already got our room for Tinley for the fall, so girl, get on it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We have family in one of my best friends lives in Chicago, so I don't know if we'll stay with her or not, but we'll probably look at going ahead and booking out there now that we're pretty sure we're going there too.
Yeah. It's such a blast. And last year, Austin was there from Mutation Creation, and I think Billy's trying to come this year, and Gavin and Mel from across the pond was there, and
Jeffy.
Jaffe from Jaffe Exotics was there. Of course, Dee and KG from Bomb Projects, and I love seeing them. They are so much fun. There's so many people.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed getting to know everybody and talking to them. This has been, it's just been nice getting into. It's weird making friends that you've never met, but knowing you have good friends out there. So
Yeah.
it'll be nice to meet everybody in person.
And because you get to see them on the lives, when you walk up to them, it's not like you're it's not like you don't know them. It's like you walk up to them and it's like you've been friends forever. It's like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. Yeah, Gavin is one of the nicest people. He really is. Him and MJ, but Mel is really, really nice. She's really good. I didn't know if you have snakes that you wanted to show off, because we are so excited if you can.
I can. I have to get off the camera for a second because I'm not on a phone. I'm on the computer. But give me a second.
We're in Chicago,
Tinley.
Tinley Park. I'm not sure how far that is. I mean,
Come here, Mary Lou.
of course she does.
It's not food time. No. I'm gonna have to turn the light on.
I'll put her up.
It's going to make it very bright. Sorry.
That's okay.
Woo, I look like I'm sunburnt now. This is Mary Lou. We still don't have enough. We still are able to name everybody. She is my leopard mystic pastel heptide.
Wow.
she was an impulse buy, which I don't regret a lick of. But she's stayed exactly the way we thought she would, just as well marked as she was the day that we saw her.
I would have never guessed leopard mystic.
I wouldn't have guessed Mystic either, because leopard is my favorite. I love leopard, but that is just gorgeous.
Yeah, she is weird. She likes to snake upside down. But she was about 80 grams the first time I saw her. She really wasn't too far out of the egg, but she was
She's tiny.
Yeah, but now she's 600 grams. She's a good eater, so
Okay.
she's just now almost a year old. But yeah, she's just, and her name doesn't match any of our themes, but she got named Mary Lou because I don't know if you can see it, but her name is on her side there.
It really is.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to just go what's on there.
Yeah. Hi, I see you. I know. And you're going to be mad because you got to go back because I have to get other people.
Sometimes we have one that's got like a 3 and a 0.
Will you stop?
From Virginia. Now, what theme do you normally go with when you're naming?
The clown stuff? Do you poop on you? No. The clown stuff has Star Wars themed.
Okay.
Most of my projects are lay ode to my 80s geeky movie stuff. Things like The Neverending Story and I have Labyrinth names. And I have what are you doing? I just recently started adding in my comic books, so
Gershon loves the comic books.
I just started into that one. Hey, stop. Oh, I do have I have a best friend in Chicago who technically is family. She's in the Joliet area. So this is Hercules, who is not going to cooperate, but he is our exanthic sire. Asshole. He's also het pied.
Okay. We have some that are het asshole.
Yeah, he's a little jumpy, and I think I don't know what his problem is today. Usually he had started calming down. When we first came home, he would pop you in a heartbeat, but he's a pretty boy.
He's calming down.
I wake you up. Did that's what wrong? I piss you off? I woke you up and made you mad? Can you look at the camera and be nice? Because you really are pretty. I would like to show you to people. You're just being rude.
He's very pretty.
Yeah, he's a nice boy. He's het pied. That light's messing it up. You can't really see too many markers on him, but so we're hopeful, right? Here, you put your head in first because I'm not in a bit today.
Hey, sis. Happy birthday.
Let me see if I can pull Mojave out real quick because she just sheds. She's pretty.
She says she loves Exantic. There you go. Jeremy. Jeremy says color is truly overrated. Now, my husband has not seen any of the Star Wars movies at all. I'm telling on him.
So actually, I pulled her out at a good time. It appears that she started glowing today.
Oh, yeah.
Usually nice and dark, and her head is usually a nice, her head's usually darker than that, but
Wow.
she is Mojave Spectre, and she's a het orange ghost. So
Nice.
Look,
We do like Orange Ghost.
yeah. Yes, you're just not going to cooperate, are you? Either. I can't do the camera thing, but yeah, she's given us a run for our money. She did the 1,000-gram wall for 3 months. She escaped and made her way into the 6x6 junction box in the wall behind the bathtub.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's a hole in our wall now, but
Oh,
it's
God.
so.
So she's a pistol.
Yeah, she's now in a rather large enclosure with lots of things to do and a very strong lock.
Oh, my God.
Greg even put channels on her plexiglass windows.
Oh, my God. She is something.
I know. But yeah, she's
She
very,
is.
she has her little smiley face on her side too.
Oh, my God.
You're moving away, turd.
She's cute, though. She is so pretty.
Yeah, she was my first breeder female, so she's kind of I figure if I can survive her, maybe I can survive the others. Because she surely tried to give me heart failure.
Heart failure. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was my fault she got out. When we bought her, we weren't expecting to come home with an adult. And we did have an aquarium that held her, but we didn't realize that the lid didn't have an adequate snap for a snake. So I was using weights to hold it, and I didn't put a weight back in the right place, and she figured it out overnight.
Oh, man. They're smart.
She proved it. Greg kept saying there's no way she got underneath that bathtub. We're in an old farmhouse, and I said, I don't know. I think she is. And we came home one night and she was poking just the tip of her head out. Just enough that we figured out that's where she was.
That's where she was. What?
Everybody she'll come out eventually. I was like, no, I'm not waiting. There's a hole in the wall now.
Oh my God.
Not waiting.
She is funny. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Donahue, it looks like you're gonna have to watch Star Wars.
Is that what I'm learning? You've never watched Star Wars?
He's not watched Star Wars. No.
That's kind of shameful. I mean, I can't say too much. I've watched every other geek movie in the world. I have. That's the other thing I've named a bunch of mine after is Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies. But
yeah, I've watched all the geek movies.
yeah,
That's not fair, Greg.
Greg, you just have to convert him. You know, you just have to give him a few minutes and convert him.
I did get him to watch my favorite movies, The Boondock Saints and All Saints Day. So,
hey, can you stop going back there? No, stop that. Keep going back there.
Oh my goodness.
Where are you going?
There you go. You'll be put in the man cave, so you'll be surrounded by Star Wars.
Yeah.
all
Greg's
set.
man cave is completely full of it. My office
Our
has
man
2
cave is
sides.
yeah, it's nothing but LSU in the man cave. So all of our LSU football is in the man cave.
This is our dining room. Well, technically it's our snake room now, but my office has the side with all the little pretty plants for the clients to see. And then there's the side that has Star Wars and He-Man and comics and lizards. So, you know.
Yeah, my office is just plain right now. There's just white walls. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Happened here. We started getting kids out of the house, and then I started working from home. So we had to convert. We moved Greg's man cave into one of their bedrooms and converted the room down here into my office. And so then we didn't have, when we needed a snake room, we still didn't have an extra room. I was like, I don't use the dining room anyway. Who needs the dining room?
We don't need it. It's overrated.
No, the basement became the snake breeding area. The dining room became the snake room. Actually, every room is a snake room. The kitchen and the bathroom are the only ones safe at the moment. So
even those get used every once in a while.
My office is the quarantine area.
Oh, mine is too.
The living room is where the breeder females, the mamas, are right now, and then everybody else is just wherever we can safely.
And if we don't have anybody quarantining, then my retic runs around my office all day. So I'll just let my retic out while I'm working, and
I have my gargoyle gecko in my office, but I figure she's immune to most things. At least I hope so, because I never thought about that when I started quarantining back there. But she stays under her rock. So.
I'm like, one of my bosses is like, "Can we see your retic?" And my other boss, my higher up boss, she's like, "No."
Yeah.
We don't want to see it. And Andrea's like, "Yes, we do."
No, mine. I have several people that are like, when we have our meetings, our company meetings, they're like, bring a snake out. Everybody else has their dogs, and then the rest of the company is like, oh no, hell no, put that away.
Yeah, Andrea's like, get the retic out, and Justine is like, no.
The last company meeting we had, somebody asked me, because they had their kids in the room, they're like, can you show one to my kid? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then somebody didn't know, so several of them still don't know that we have snakes, much less have a business with it. And somebody was like, why would you have them? I'm like, well, I mean, we have a bunch because we breed them. And I'm like, well, how many do you have? And I'm like, do you really want to know the answer to that question? Because you're about to vomit right now with one on the screen.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I really do. And I'm like, there's 45 in my house. And she turned green. And I'm like,
don't ask questions you do not want the answer to.
no, I mean, I gave you the warning. That's the best I can do, but
that's all that needs to be said. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Some of them do find it pretty cool, but what are you doing?
Oh my god, you guys and your guys' Star Wars.
That chat just took a whole different.
Really, it does.
Yeah, that just went like
they'll be talking about something way different, and I'm like, okay,
that went way left. Yeah.
Make yourselves happy. I am going to tell everybody good night. We got another show in about an hour. I'm going to put you backstage because I want to talk to you for a few more minutes because I want to get you booked for something else.
Okay.
So I'm going to put you backstage. I'm going to tell our guests good night and remind them that we got another show in an hour. So give me just a minute.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much for coming in tonight. We've got another show in an hour. Don't forget to get your mom juice. We've got Jeremy coming on. We've roped him in. We've got him coming in for interrogation. Pull the line up. We're going to have him up in front of you. So come back, get that juice, and come on back. Love you guys. See you in an hour.